viewers, and welcome to another episode of Business Compass. As you know, Business Compass is a show that is designed to nurture and support small business owners and help them address the challenges they face every day in managing their businesses. This week's episode is a very interesting one, and we are going into the hair and beauty industry. Now, last year alone, African countries spent over $6 billion US dollars on the importation of dry hair. By dry hair, we're talking hair extensions that are used for braids, we're talking fake eyelashes, we're talking wigs, and we're talking weave-ons. Now, that's a huge amount of money, and that shows you how big this industry is. And today, it's a real privilege to have one of the foremost entrepreneurs in this area in Ghana, the CEO of Studio 7 Beauty Lounge, Mrs. Trudy Boateng. Trudy, welcome to Business Compass.
Thanks for having me.
Such a joy to have you. In the studio with us, as always, two of my very good friends who have been really supportive and who have such a passion for strong business owners in Ghana. Mr. Frank Abe is a senior manager at the Deal Advisory Services of KPMG, and Mrs. Mona Quartey, a former Deputy Minister of Finance and the managing partner of BVM Advisory Services in Ghana. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Frank, for being here. We'll skip over to Trudy's premises and see a video of what every day looks like at Studio 7, and then we'll come back and we'll speak to Trudy. So, stay with us.
My name is Trudy Boateng, and I'm the owner of Studio 7 Beauty Lounge. I've had Studio 7 for about 4 years now. We're in our 4th year currently, and I'm loving it. Studio 7 is a full-service beauty salon and spa. We do everything from hair, we do Caucasian hair, we do natural hair, we do amazing wigs, we do nails, all types of nails, gel, acrylics, all the best, nail systems you can think of, and quality products, we've got it. And the best part, we've got a very fine spa to go with it. We do all spa services from body scrubs, massages, we do facials, we do microblading, mink lashes, we do, and very soon, laser and aesthetics. So, this is your one-stop shop for it all, everything beauty. Studio 7 was born with the idea of adding an element of luxury to, the beauty services in Ghana, to make it different, not your normal, beauty shop that you go to. So we're just trying to create a higher standard in beauty, because I've always been a connoisseur of, luxury beauty services. Even before I ever dreamt of opening this place, I love being in the salon, getting the new innovations in hair, nails, just experiencing it all. So we thought, what, why don't we do this bigger, better, create a higher standard. About this business because I love to make people feel good about themselves. As much as our skills, our skills in this industry, it makes a lot of difference. People really do care more about how you make them feel, and that's what we're here to do, make you feel good. One of the biggest challenges I'm sure most entrepreneurs will talk about is staffing issues. How to find the right staff who actually understand the services that you're offering, who understand customer service more than anything else. Secondly, one thing I've always struggled with is how to quantify the return on investments that I've put into this place. I feel like all I do is keep putting in. This is my baby, so I don't mind putting it all in, but it's a business at the end of the day, and we need to be able to quantify and when you know, to also determine when to get their return on investment. Financial management. I feel like there are better ways I could do this financially. Again, if I don't have a cap on my return on investment, then my financial management is somewhat, you know, it needs help a little bit. So I'm actually really looking forward to meeting with the panel on the Business Compass, and I can't wait what they have to share with me. I can't wait to pick up all the gems they have to drop to help take my business to the next level.
Trudy, we saw lots of hair and lots of nail polish and stuff. So tell us about Studio 7.
Okay, so Studio 7 is supposed to be a one-stop shop for all beauty needs. When I finished my master's in the UK, I went to Imperial College, London. I did a business management.
Okay.
When I came back to Ghana, I was expected that I was going to work, you know,
in a bank.
Yes, or in consulting, like, you know, like most do after their studies. But I just really wanted to do something I was passionate about.
Okay.
At the time, I just didn't see myself, you know, working for any business. And my sister actually had always wanted to start a salon. She's had a natural flair. When we were younger, she used to do my hair, you know, to school, all of that. So I was like, you know what, I actually also really like this. I used to go to the salon at least 2-3 times a week myself. I mean, it was crazy. Even before wigs, I used to go and get weaves like twice a week.
Wow.
You know, imagine the pain and all, but I enjoyed it. You know, so I've always been passionate about it, about the innovations in the industry, always new hair, you know, what's new in the industry, hair, nails, all of that. So I just thought, you know, be a perfect fit.
Okay.
You know, I come in with the investment. That was the initial arrangement for me to come in with the investment. My sister would do more of the managing of the business and everyday stuff. Yes, I mean that quickly changed because then I realized I had to jump in as well because my sister wasn't very. She didn't like the spotlight, but I understood that in this day and age you needed to actually be in the spotlight a little bit for your business to also stand out, and that's with social media. But she didn't want to do that, so I had to, you know, step up and, you know, showcase the business in that light.
So you still own it with your sister?
My sister is a director, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I absolutely own the business.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's brilliant. So in terms of your legal structure, you are a limited liability company.
Yes.
Registered, you're a shareholder, and you have 2 directors, you and your sister.
Yes.
Don't you have a challenge separating yourself from the business, as in mixing funds, because that usually would happen? Is that a challenge you have?
That's about the biggest challenge, honestly, because, you know, this was born out of passion.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always, oh, we need to get this, let's get this nail polish, you know, just quickly jump, take out money, you know, go and buy it without...
From your bag?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, without accounting for it, without even putting a note down. I did that for years. You know, recently that has changed.
Okay.
You know, still making changes in that effect, but it's the biggest challenge because just going in personally, putting money in. So now I can't even say exactly how much I've put in, but I know I've put in so much. What the numbers actually capture it doesn't capture all that I've put in, because on a day-to-day, just keep, you know, putting money in.
But if you're doing that, how are you tracking the profitability of the business?
That has been a bit of a challenge. You know, that's been a bit of a challenge. Well, now it's changed a bit, but before it's like you just have to wait for all expenses at the end of the month to go out. You know, rent is paid, staff are paid, product supplies are restocked. No.
Why?
Now I am, before I wasn't.
So you've put yourself on a salary now?
Yes. When I think of, you know, how much we've lost by not doing that initially, you know, but again...
No, but that's fine. When you know better, you do better.
Exactly.
That's why you're human.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about your vision before I bring in our experts. Let's talk about your vision. You said within the next 3 years, you aim to be the go-to brand when it comes to beauty, relaxation, wellness, and self-love. In terms of market segmentation, have you identified who you really want to be serving?
We at Studio 7, we are bringing you the best quality, you know, products.
Okay.
we're having to import most. We don't produce nail polish here.
Yeah.
You know, you will go to Makola or Accra and get nail polish, but the fact is most of them are fake.
Okay.
And that's what a lot of people are using in their salons because they're cheap. But
we're bringing... I get like irritated when...
Exactly. Then your nails start to discolor and, you know, all of that. Yeah, so we're bringing you finer quality products and we're giving you top-notch services.
Okay.
Yes,
so it's affordable luxury.
Yes.
Okay, but when you say that in the next 3 years, this is your aim, do you have you broken that into annual goals? So in 3 years, this is the destination you want to be at. So in the next year, where are you going to be on that path? In the next 2 years, where are you going to be on that path? Have you broken it down to that level? And then you come into quarterly.
For 2020, yes.
Okay.
Still articulating the coming
years. So now the better way, when you go back, is to sit back and now look at that destination you have in mind in 3 years.
Yeah.
And you have to really be clear, and it's a long exercise and it's not easy. When I say I want to be, let's say, in Tamale in 3 years, what does that really mean in the industry I'm in?
Yeah.
What does it mean in terms of revenue, in terms of outlets, in terms of services, in terms of everything? Number of clientele, whatever. When you set that target, then you now break it down. So in 3 years, by 2023, this is where I want to be. That means I'm going to Tamale. That means by 2022, I should be in Kumasi. By 2021, I should be at Nsawam. You need to break it down like that.
My main plan for 2020 was regarding the business. Maybe you can tell me if I'm on the right path.
Okay.
So I may not have set it out yet for the next 3 years, articulated it yet, but for 2020, started off by me sharing with the staff that this is a year of excellence in service. Because the way I think about it, when we're able to execute excellence in service, it's going to
impact everything.
Exactly, retention and profitability as well. Because when we're not making all the silly mistakes that, you know, we were making before, clients are going to be happier. They're going to want to come back. You know, they're going to be happy to pay for excellent service, which is also going to affect our bottom line.
No, I get that, and that's good.
Yeah.
But you have told the staff we have to be in Tema by the end of this year, but you've not told them where you're going beyond Tema.
Okay.
So it's better you set the big destination, and then you all are working towards that same destination.
Okay.
Now, before we go on a quick break and I bring in the financial experts, I see you brought 3 of your daughters here. Can you introduce us to them?
Absolutely.
So we understand your business a bit.
Absolutely. So, let me start with baby girl.
That's Mommy's favorite.
Yes. This is Ava. Ava is a bestseller.
Wow.
Most of our brides love Ava, especially. And
why?
Why? I mean, look.
I'm clueless about this industry.
Auntie Charlotte, look at Ava. You know, honestly, for wig lovers or those who are new to wigs and want to try wigs, they usually go for Ava because of the bounce. When you, well, unfortunately, I can't put this on right now for you to actually see, but when having a wig like this, I know, having an Ava, you know, it's like the bounce of the hair, the quality of the hair first and foremost.
Oh, the bounce, the curls.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's actually quite versatile. You can actually style it a different way. You can hold it, you know, up a bit.
So what's the lace, the netty thing in front?
Auntie Charlotte.
I know.
This is a lace frontal. This is a lace frontal. So when you look at what I have on right now, I actually also have on a lace frontal.
Oh, so it makes it look like it's your nut because you can see like a scalp.
When it's installed properly, it gives a very natural look. So when you're, for those with bad edges, or, you know, if you, usually our hairlines
you all
are just
have such great edges. Oh.
Yes, yes, yes. We've got lawyers. Yes. Yes, so you're able to style it and have it looking very natural and get very full looking hair.
Okay.
Yes. So that's Ava.
Okay. So I could cut mine and sell it to you, and then you would use it to make.
Unfortunately, I can do that processing work. Yes, I need a processed hair to come to me. Then I can work with it.
Okay, viewers, we're still talking hair. Fascinating world. I'm learning so much. We'll take a quick break, and when we come, we would look into Trudy's financial books and see what kind of support we can give to her today.
They say, if you want to find the value in a company, look in the balance sheet. But the true value of First National Bank's Corporate and Investment Banking Division isn't apparent on the balance sheet. It's not a number. It's nothing that you can see, hold, or touch. In fact, what defines one of Africa's most successful corporate and investment banks is something completely intangible: innovation. Going beyond the obvious to generate newer, better solutions to complex business and funding challenges. Solutions that are efficient, appropriately priced, expertly managed for risk. And the results are out there, across the African continent. Infrastructure projects that develop our continent, lending solutions that can help fund expansion or growth by acquisition, IPOs on the security exchange that offer corporates funding from equity capital markets, corporate banking solutions that optimize the working capital cycle, improve transactional banking and foreign exchange, hedging solutions that can manage interest rate risk and foreign exchange risk. Business challenges cannot always be solved at the same level of thinking that created them. It's often necessary to come at them from different perspectives, to overturn conventional wisdom. Innovative solutions require innovative thinking. That's why we employ energetic young graduates looking to make their mark, and conservative, seasoned bankers who've seen it all before. Nerdy mathematics geniuses and mature deep thinkers. Engineers, data scientists, entrepreneurs. This broad range of talent is freed up to perform and do their best. All viewpoints are sought. Intellectual competition is encouraged. Amazing things happen when minds meet in this way, and opinions are valued. The best possible solution emerges. It's a powerful mix of individual expertise and collective know-how. Great minds don't think alike. Of course, innovative thinking that can't be packaged into robust financial solutions is of limited use in banking. We enjoyed the backing of the formidable balance sheet of First Rand, one of Africa's largest financial services groups, with offices in Africa, Europe, and Asia. We also work across Africa in close partnership with RMB, one of Africa's most successful and awarded corporate and investment banks. Our financial strength is guided by a business philosophy that goes back more than 180 years to the founding of FNB in 1838. It signifies bold thinking, underpinned by financial prudence and solid ethics. We call it responsible innovation, and it coexists comfortably with a strong social and environmental conscience. FNB Corporate and Investment Bank, with a deal footprint in over 35 countries, a financial network spanning multiple continents, a depth of experience built up from countless transactions across multiple industry sectors, and still committed, deeply invested, and thinking up innovative solutions for forward-looking companies.
Something baffles me about your mom.
Isn't it about her activeness?
Yes.
Mom's secret has been HealthLink. HealthLink menstrual cycle tablets enriched in vitamin B1, B2, and B12 provided a boost of energy to keep her going during menses. She made HealthLink Healthy Woman, enriched in vitamins, iron, and folic acid, her companion. Look at how healthy her hair, nails, and skin looks thanks to HealthLink Hair, Nails, and Skin Tablets. The HealthLink Menopause Tablet has boosted her immune system, proper muscle functioning, and strong bones. All the tablets are food supplements to be taken once a day by persons above 12 years. And the menopause tablet is suitable only for women in their menopausal stage. Available in pharmacies and chemical shops. Bulk purchase, contact Pharma Trust Limited. Call 0561 088 663 0561 088 666. Health Link, your link to a healthier lifestyle. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
Looking really good. I'm experienced now, professional. I done wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail.
This is the game that's going to be remembered as the Lionel Messi match.
Last week, I murdered a rock.
Brilliant Kipchoge. From Mohammed Salah.
Injured a stone. Hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
Ronaldo's dummy. Ronaldo!
Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Welcome back, viewers, and we're still talking here, and we're still here with the CEO of Studio 7 Beauty Lounge. So, Trudy,
Yes.
we've met your daughters. We have a little bit of insight into your business, and now we're going to look at your finances.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with Frank, and that's because I hear so many men complain about the amount of money they spend buying hair. Reason I don't understand. So, Frank, help us. Are you understanding why men spend so much money?
You also give the money, give the value. We're saying the men practically are paying $6 billion.
Who said it's the men who are paying?
No.
They are paying some. They are paying some, not
we
all.
are paying some. So let's say if we pay 50%, we are
And
paying
in a lot of cases,
$1 billion.
the value is actually underdeclared to the men.
Okay, I'm glad to see that at least you are incorporated. We'll talk about that, and then also you have your accounts audited. Looking at it, I see a couple of things in there that if your audited account is to go to serious investment tables, there will be a lot of questions in there. Tell me about your relationship and how you go about your auditors and how you deal with them on a regular basis.
Okay, so my accountant, actually my relationship is mainly with my accountant.
Okay.
And yes, it's on a part-time basis. Yes, it's
So
not
he comes
full-time.
in how often?
It's more of me going to him a lot of the time. You know, when I need his help. Yes.
So you decide when you need his help?
Pretty much.
After you've taken the money out of your bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I be doing it a different way?
It may have helped if he was coming into you like every month or something, or what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. You should be doing a different way. I mean, it's good as a small business, you are outsourcing the accounting services.
Yes.
That's awesome. It's affordable. But I expect a situation where at least on a monthly basis, your accountant will come in and run the numbers and let you know how you are performing in every year, so that you'll be able to know early if you are making losses, you can take corrective action. The true legal requirement is that you are supposed to be paying interim, so about a monthly or semi-annual, you have to be assessing and paying. And so if you haven't been doing that and the taxman shows up, then you'll be found wanting, and then you have to pay something.
But how do they make a determination of what you should be paying?
Yeah, sometimes they just look around and say, we have information of maybe other salons doing this, so if you don't have any record.
But that is where the problem is. It has been for my business. I had one lady from GRA walk in and say, I've got 5 air conditions, I've got 2 hair dryers, 3 literally just like that.
So now they're taxing based on your assets.
Wrote a figure on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's very
that I should pay that.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And that's a problem you have when you don't have your records, because immediately the person walked in, if you even have a management account and say, look, for the past 6 months, I'm making
your
losses.
accountant was coming in every month.
And last year I filed my tax return, I didn't pay. Past 6 months, I'm making losses, and therefore I don't owe you. At the end of the month, when I file and I owe you, I'll pay. You would have avoided that challenge.
So the key to dealing with that is to keep good books, so that anytime the tax person comes in, your books are there and they can see that. Okay.
Yes. And once you make that a culture, they know that, well, this guy is organized. Usually you won't attract that much attention. But whenever they come in and they look at things that you probably bought with your own capital and they are taxing you on that, it becomes expensive.
Is that legal? What they do? How they do it?
There's a tax you pay on capital, but that is at the stage of incorporation, or when you are increasing your capital.
That may be just a stamp duty.
But it's not based on, yes, that's a stamp one, but it's not based on calculating how many ACs you have.
So the problem is the taxman works on information. And unfortunately, if you don't have information, they will assume you are lying. Okay. So then they would do their own assessment based on their experience of businesses of your nature and put the liability on you. Immediately they put that liability on you, you have to pay something. At least before they would talk, you have to pay about 50%. So we're saying it is essential that you are always ready with your data. So when they come in and you can prove and they can audit and all those things, you may go scot-free.
I think that's a really important tip. So Trudy, let the accountant, good you have one, let him come in more often. Have your records on site from the work he's done. And so anytime you get those arbitrary tax visits, just show them the books, sit down with them, let them go over it, and you'll probably have an easier time. Let's hear from Mona.
Okay, thank you, Charlotte. Welcome, Trudy.
Thank you.
Looking at you, I almost feel like I'm in a luxury lounge.
I know.
Oh, I'm glad to exude that.
You're just so pretty.
Her brand is consistent.
Cheerful.
Thank you. Thank you
so
so
I'm
much.
glad that this is something that you do, and actually you are a walking billboard for Studio 7 Luxury Lounge.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. You've told us some of your challenges today, and Frank has talked about as a part of your accounting. I would say that it's imperative that you get tax advice. Okay, tax advice is not a conversation to have on TV. You need to sit with a tax expert, tell them what you're doing, how much you've invested, and so forth. That exercise in itself will help you to lay out what you've done. It will force you to think of all the things that you've done in the past in terms of investment. How much have you put in? When did you put it in? Perhaps even a chronological order. It's good for you. Then you can speak to it. At that point, the tax advisor will be in a good position using the tax laws of Ghana to be able to guide you whether indeed you are VAT payable or you are VAT exempt. They will let you know. And anything else that needs to be paid apart from VAT, because VAT is just value added tax. It's for the service that you're offering, the value that you're adding to all your daughters here, the products that you use, the people who work for you and all that, putting all that together, they know what value added tax will be on that. Now, if indeed you are supposed to be offering that service, being an agent for GRA in collecting that tax for GRA, they will also help you with getting the receipts and so forth. Charlotte, just to let your small business owners know at home, value added tax is not a tax that you pay because of what you are
the service you are producing,
because of the revenue you are earning. It is because of the service you are providing. And that tax, which is about, well, right now we say it's 12.5% and a sales tax of 5%, that you are collecting as an agent of Ghana Revenue Authority. So when you collect it, in fact, almost immediately you want to put it in a different box, so that when that time comes, you are giving it out. So VAT is not about, oh, I made profit or I didn't. It's about you being an agent on behalf of GRA.
Well, let me break this down. So you're saying that if, as soon as you sell,
and you are
registered, 100, yes, you are registered, and you've sold 100 CDs, and that includes VAT. The safer thing is to just remove that VAT, separate it from your own accounts.
Indeed, it is.
So it's easier for you.
What you charged is inclusive of VAT, you take it out. If what you charged is not, if you notice in England, they include, so you are not aware of it. It's 100 CDs, 100 pounds, I'm sorry, and you pay that. In the US though, they will tell you it's $90 And then when they ring it, it's 105.
Yes,
And they're like, oh,
yeah.
I thought it was 90. No, it was...
Depending on the state and all
It
that,
didn't
yeah.
include the tax. So in your case, if it's included, you should know what it is so that you can calculate backwards to know what that is. If it's not, then after the bill is presented, the 12.5% and the 5% sales tax is calculated on top of it. That amount, you know what it is. I'm sure you've seen that on some of your restaurant bills. You know what it is.
You take it out.
Ideally, for a small business owner, I would say behave petty, put it aside.
Yes.
For a big business owner, your accountant will do that for you. So you just collect. You won't waste your time doing that. But because it's so easy to reinvest what you make on almost on a daily or weekly basis, it's best to set it aside.
Okay.
So just to let you know that you are acting as an agent for Ghana Revenue Authority. It is not that you are paying out of your own effort or anything
beyond
like that.
beyond the tax issues,
Then,
how can we help Trudy separate herself from Studio 7?
We're coming to that. I just wanted Trudy to understand the VAT thing as against income tax and other things, capital gains tax and all that. And we can discuss that much later. So now that you've got that, let's talk about your challenges. You have staff who are working for you. You have told me they are skilled staff, so they offer the best service. One of the big things is for you to try and retain them, keeping them, because your customers become familiar with them. So you want to maintain that. At the same time, the flip side is that you want to be careful that your workers don't start paying home visits behind your back to customers because of the same familiarity. But if they wish to, if your customer wants a home visit, that is done through you. So appointment booking, I think, is a critical part of your business, that you make sure that all appointments are, to your knowledge, you know where they are, they're scheduled properly, and they're delivered properly. So that's one. Then scaling up your business is one of the things you want to do. I would just suggest that at this point, you give yourself a short break in terms of scaling up.
Because you've invested so much.
Assess where you are. And once you are comfortable with where you are, then knowing the next step forward will become much easier. So Charlotte is concerned that you should separate yourself from the entity Studio 7. You as Trudy, you do feel you are Studio 7. I know how that feels. Your business is your baby. It's an extension of you. You are so passionate about it. But it is a legal entity on its own. And therefore, there are times that you may, we are short of nail polish remover. So you dig into your purse and buy it. That sort of thing, you can decide, Trudy, whether that should be part of working capital. And therefore, whoever is managing your little accounts, bookkeeping, is jotting it down. We've bought a bottle of nail polish remover. It's 100 cedis, is noted. Or it's a gift to your business. It's up to you to make that decision.
I think she's making too many gifts. The business needs to stand.
Well, I want her to make that decision, because sometimes there are people who in their entrepreneurs who in their mind like to do that and then dip into the till when they need money for other things. So they are taking out of their handbags to expend, and then they are taking out of the till.
That's how the disaster comes.
Yes. It depends on if they can manage that. And it's only very small, almost tabletop type traders who can do that and get away with it. And even they end up crying. So you make that decision yourself, that I'm going to note everything that I spend, and your accountant will determine whether it's a capital expenditure, like you rented a place or you bought a big equipment, or it is working capital. It is being used to purchase consumables like polish removers, hairspray, shampoo, conditioner, and so forth. So that clarity, once you do that, it also helps you to have a situation where even if you are not at the business, whoever is your store manager, and I know you have a store manager, can continue to do that without creating any problem in your accounting. Okay, because they understand that when Madame buys consumables for the business, she doesn't just pay for it out of her bag, but it's noted, and therefore it becomes part of the recurring expenditure. Okay. So that is one way of getting into separating yourself from the business. Then effectively interacting with customers was one of the things that...
No, I wanted us to take the customer side.
Separately.
Separately.
Okay.
I wanted us to just focus on that for now.
A bit deeper into the financial management. Yeah. According to your finances, in 2017, you had about 193,000 cedis as investment. That is what your accountant told us. However,
she has not added all the nail polish and stuff.
That's what she put out in terms of accounting. However, it reduced by 2018. In fact, looking at your numbers between 2017 and 2018, there seems to be a reduction, one in cash flows, in investments, and so forth. It almost gives the impression something was sold or something was given up.
Did you give up something?
I did.
What?
I did actually. So we had a bigger space at the time.
Okay.
Yes. We scaled it down a little bit.
So you actually scaled down the business?
A little bit, yes. Okay. I had to at the time.
Why you wanted to have more control? What was the reason?
I wasn't very present at the time. I was
you were having
making babies.
Yes,
for a couple of years, yes. Okay. So there were some parts that I couldn't
supervise effectively.
Exactly.
That's a good thing to do.
So out of that, Charlotte, we also noticed that her inventory was reduced, and that is a natural progression from scaling down the operation, and that was a good idea.
Yeah.
You were not there to have a hands-on supervisory role, so you did that. So there was a reduction there. There was also a reduction therefore in how much money came in, and consequently how much went out. But you do have a large fixed cost too, so that was sitting there already. I also saw an erosion of your shareholder funds, and it made me ask the question to myself: did you decide to reduce how much you were investing in the business itself? Because I saw shareholder funds go from 206,000 to 153,000. Was there anything that you took back? Was there a shareholder loan that you had given and therefore you wanted to take back? And in fact, maybe Frank can advise us on whether that is even something you...
Before we get into the shareholder money issues, let's take a quick break, viewers, and when we come back, we're still looking at the finances of Studio 7, and I think this is really relevant for anybody who is in the hair and beauty industry. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we would look again at what's going on, what the numbers are telling us, and how we can support Trudy better. So please stay tuned.
Immediately the product was actually introduced to me, I wanted to get on it, and that was the Gold Check account, guys. This has actually changed my business. So on the First National Bank app, you have the business toolkits that gives you all the information that you need to run your business, and whatever inquiries you have, they're always ready to answer, and that makes life very easy for me. And you have the in contacts that helps you access every transaction that takes place or happens. Now, point of sales terminal, I mark it wherever I go, and so I love to have that so I can take payment, especially with those who tell me I do not have cash. A bank that understands that you can start life all over again or start a business from scratch. Very keen on running it and making sure that you grow to the core. It's one you should look out for. My name is Jifa Bekwe-Gray, the CEO of Jifa Gray Creations. I recommend that you sign up to the Gold Check account from First National Bank for a great banking experience.
With our new always-on bundles, you'll never run out of data in the middle of any important activity, no matter what. Choose from our always-on plans and enjoy true 4G LTE that never stops. Surfline, it's about time.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hello, Oba, they love you too much. But the way they love you, they want to see me fair. I'll give you all of me. Your mommy, you know they like me. If I get money, they can't have the camera. You say, where do they want me to go? You
look, young man, this is not Oba, this is her mother.
The number you have dialed does not exist.
Some things shouldn't be rushed. That's why there's so much talk, texting, and browsing on Ghana's #1 network. Whatever your need, MTN has a value offer for you. Just dial the MTN value code *505# to enjoy the most amazing mobile experience. We day for you everywhere you go.
I'm experienced now, professional. I done wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail.
This is the game that's going to be remembered as the Lionel Messi match.
Last week, I murdered a rock.
Brilliant Kipchoge.
Injured a stone. Hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Last night, I cut the light off my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Welcome back, viewers. We're still with the very lovely Trudy Boateng of Studio 7 Beauty Lounge, and we're talking beauty, we're talking hair, we're talking manicures and pedicures and wellness. And we've just been looking, before we went on the break, we're talking about your investments as a shareholder into the business, and why you should be expecting more returns. And like we said, this is a huge industry. The hair industry alone in Africa is like $6 billion. We haven't added the beauty services and the wellness and all that. Yep. So it's a huge industry, and we think that you should be getting way more than you are getting for your investment. So Mona, you were saying?
Yes, I was talking about investment management, which is the primary thing for you. You've made a huge investment. I noticed that in 2017 you made a good investment, which was captured in your shareholders' funds. You know, that took you up to over 200,000 Ghana cedis. But 18, it came down. You've explained to us actually that you went off to do an important thing, so you sort of. But I'm wondering why your investment shrunk. One, I guess, did you sell any equipment? No. Did you get rid of any equipment?
I think she may have to schedule a meeting with her auditor and get it.
So think about some of those things that made your investment number come down according to your accountant. Now, if you can't see that, then you need to have that conversation with your accountant. That explain to me all these numbers. One of the important things in accounting is variance analysis. What happens between one year to the other, and those differences are some of the things you need to understand. And what is it telling you? Because these things inform the future, the actions that you will take in the future.
Can I just say something? What I see here, and it happens a lot, is Trudy is doing the right things. She's paying an accountant to come in and help her manage the book. She's paying an auditor. But she's not spending time to engage them. Absolutely. To understand what the figures are saying.
Yes.
So beyond the compliance requirement, it's really important that you also get interested, not just, and you were very animated when you were introducing Kim and Maya to us, but I'm not seeing the same kind of animation when it comes to the numbers. But this is why you are, the numbers are the reason why you have Kim and Maya.
Yeah.
If Kim and Maya are not producing a profit, then we have a challenge that must be addressed. So you should spend time with this
accountant,
these professionals that you have engaged. You are paying them, and you need to understand the work they are doing, so that if we professionals, we also make mistakes. If they are making a mistake, you can correct them and say, no, this is not what happened here. Because They're also working based on the documentation you've given them. You may have left out critical stuff.
That's right.
So you need to get more serious about the numbers. That is why you leave your boys every day and you go to work. It is to make profit.
Yep.
It's not just to, to wear the hair. So we have to make this work for you and make it worthy of the sacrifices that you're making.
Indeed, Frank, who is in charge of the deal transactions, he works with investors a lot, will speak to this. But you need to start thinking a little bit like an investor. What am I getting out of making this investment? What is the return on this investment? Now, if you take a benchmark, for example, like a 91-day treasury bill, or even a 1-year treasury bill, just to be fair, and you say, if I took the same money that I've invested in Studio 7 and put it into a 1-year treasury bill, Ghanaian treasury bill, what would I get? And let that be your minimum benchmark.
Exactly.
I must get, I must get something more than that. Otherwise, I can put it into that investment and kick back and just do hair for my friends.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you are an investor, it's no more Trudy, mother of Maya and co, but now Trudy the investor, Trudy who doesn't want to see her investment erode, but rather improve, whether she's there or not.
Yes.
Then you want to talk about the industry return average. What should I be looking at? First, I've talked about the minimum, which is the treasury rate bill, then the industry itself, and then where you position yourself in the industry. There's the high end, there's the middle end, there's the low end. They all have different demand supply curves for them. You know where you are on that. What is that optimum return that you should get? You can sit with an advisor on a one-off basis to just help you determine that return that is satisfactory to you and that makes sense, it's realistic as well.
Trudy,
Okay.
so key takeaway, what Mona is saying, Studio 7 is your baby, but it's also an investment.
Yes.
What return is that investment bringing for you? It should bring you're wearing money green today, so what are you getting intentionally? Okay. What are you getting out of this? It has to be worth your time, your money, your sacrifices.
I think 2 minutes from Frank on the psyche of an investor will be helpful.
Yes,
absolutely.
So great, Trudy. So like Mona has highlighted a lot in terms of financials and returns, and I think it's been made. If you are not making above the treasury bill rate, you don't need to be in
That's your
business.
minimum.
That's your minimum, because you can just put that money there and go and sit at home, and at the end of the month, because it's treasury bill, government will pay. So if you wake up and go and operate the business, you must get a premium. So at the back of the mind of a potential investor who will come in future to, let's say, invest in your business, that's a minimum return.
What's the treasury bill rate
now?
now?
It's about 14.5.
14.5.
Okay. But currently you are in the negatives. You are not making that much. Okay. And I assume you've paid yourself your salary, so because you work for it, that's not
good.
part of that return.
No.
Okay.
That return should be for the passive investor. Because the money you put in there, if I look at it, I'm expecting that at the end of the year you should have made about 26 to 30,000 if you had even just done treasury bills. Okay, so you need to, at the back of the mind of an investor, you need to meet that minimum benchmark that you. And then I want to talk a little bit also about your cost and a common mistake that happens.
Okay.
I understand that.
Let's do that quickly, and then we can go into the customer and HR issues.
Okay, great. We know that the hair is imported, so it means that you pay dollar for it. So as the cedi depreciates, you're going to pay more and probably charge your customers more because you charge your customers in cedi. But you also mentioned to me earlier on that your rent is paid in US dollars.
Yes.
Yes. It's a common practice that I think is killing a lot of businesses.
It is.
And you're telling me that you have an escalation in prices of about 10% every year.
On the US dollar.
On the US dollar rent. And that is seriously expensive. Because if you are paying, let's say, $1,000 and you pay this year $1,000 and the exchange rate moved to 7, maybe this year you might have paid $6,000. Next year you're going to pay $7,000.
Yes.
And if they increase it by additional 10%, then you are going with, so as much as you can, inputs that you source locally should be priced in Ghana cedis. Then you avoid the FX rates. So those things you import, we don't have much choice until we get a local company producing them. You would bear the FX rates. Okay, but those that are local, you should try and let it be priced locally.
Absolutely.
Okay, Trudy, I hope you're finding this helpful.
Very, 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 very.
I'm happy. To our viewers who are watching at home, if you have a business challenge or a business-related question or something maybe you've heard us discuss and you really don't understand it well, you can send us a 1-minute video of the issue you're facing or your question, and our panel here will be very happy to provide you with answers and guidance, and we would feature that on the upcoming shows, and it's at no charge. So if you have that, just send us a video to our WhatsApp number 026-300-5055, and we would absolutely promise that we would respond and we'll give you the guidance that you're seeking. We'll take a quick break now. Today we've dealt with vision, we've dealt with finances, we've dealt with taxes at length, we've dealt with the investor mindset that we think you should be applying, and that would help you structure this better. When we come back from the break, we would look at a little bit about your strategy and then HR related issues. So viewers, please stay with us, and when we come back, we'll look at customer service, staff retention. We're still here with Studio 7 Beauty Lounge. Welcome back, viewers. We're here with the CEO of Studio 7 Beauty Lounge, Trudy Boateng. Trudy, I wanted us in the final segment to go into customer service, client retention, but we do not have as much time as I thought we did. So tell me, what is most important to you? What do you want us to look at?
Okay, so when it comes to customer service, I believe we're pretty good at it, but we're always looking for, better ways to, make our clients happy. So still, I prefer something on, maybe if you can give me some more tips on how to retain clients.
Retaining clients?
Yes.
Okay. Mona, you go first.
Okay, so very quickly.
I'm not sure Frank can help you here. Since he's not in the bed, we'll try.
I think Frank may be even better at this than me. However, let me just say that when I go back to business school, which you've been to, and look at what is your value proposition, what is Studio 7 Luxury Lounge offering to people, it is that thing that will retain your customers that come in. So you need to clarify that. And I think if you speak to another expert on that, they will talk to you about demographics. Who are the type of people who come to your place? What is their age group and so forth? So that demographics will help you to know how to target that market. What are you offering them? You did tell us about the well-being and so forth. How do you put that in one simple sentence that it just goes straight out and people grab it and then come to you? Now, for those who you want to retain, that you are offering such an excellent service, by checking with them, because sometimes what Trudy thinks is excellent is not what the customer thinks is excellent. So that feedback is very important. Ask your clients, what could we have done better? How much more can we do for you? How much more you are willing to afford? I can take you to this next level if you want to pay for it. So listen to your customers, ask them. Some customers just sit and say, do anything, but talk to them, find out what they want. That is how you can take them to that next level. And you may be surprised how much they can spend.
Okay, Frank.
So I would like to approach client retention from the perspective of someone who deals with data. So for me, it's about knowing your client base, who has been coming regularly, who has not been coming in regularly, and you focus on those that are not coming regularly. So what people do is usually on their website where people maybe place orders and things like that, or after service, you ask your customers to rate you. Okay, so those who rate maybe 4 or 5 star, you don't need to worry too much in terms of retention. Those who rate 1 or 2 star, then you say, okay, these people were not really happy. How is there a way I can reach out to them and know exactly why they were not happy and address those issues? So it could be that as they come in, you take their phone numbers and later they send a message to them and let them rate you. And immediately you do that, you'll be able to know the segment of your customer base that are at risk, and then you focus on addressing their needs.
I like
that. I was going to say that I think it's in the simple things, and these days there's a lot of resources out there. So yes, when the customers come in, get their phone numbers, check up on them. Did you enjoy our service today? It's a long time you came for a massage. What's going on? Do you want us to come home and do it for you? And there are so many apps now that enable you send out personalized newsletters, whether it's via WhatsApp or via email. So because you want to be known in wellness, you can consider sending out emails with health tips, wellness tips, how to manage stress. But that always keeps you at the top of the client's mind. And that's what would keep them remembering you and knowing that this is the go-to place. Okay. So check up on them, get the feedback. Did you enjoy our service today? Did we have enough range? You'd be surprised at the number of places where, like, I don't like lots of color. It's so hard to find nudes that, you know, they assume everybody wants red nails. I don't want red nails. It's the little things really that matter. So check up on the customers, get their numbers, and even the feedback, make it fun. Let it be something they do when they're there, not website, before they leave your place.
Okay.
How was the service today? And then, you know, keep the engagement going. Customers want to be engaged. So Trudy, we've given you a lot. We think you need some motivation now. We'll go back to Coach's Corner. Viewers, please join us in the Coach's Corner. Let's get motivated, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up with Trudy.
Welcome to Coach's Corner on Business Compass. I am Coach Bell. Today's tip is on developing your non-verbal communication skills. There are 3 ways to communicate in business using verbal, written, and non-verbal signals. Research indicates that at least 75% of our communication is through non-verbal signals. You communicate non-verbally through your appearance, your body language, and your tone of voice. Your appearance or brand identity speaks volumes about you. Your body language communicates a wide range of emotions, from happiness and enthusiasm to stress and lack of confidence. Your tone of voice can convey different meanings. Yes, what you say is important. However, more important is what your body is saying while you're communicating. As a business owner, you must pay attention to all these as you build your business and your brand. You want to make sure you are sending the right signals to your customers at all times. Always remember, business is about relationships, the relationship between you and your customers, you and your workers, and you and your money. Keep it a healthy relationship.
Welcome back, viewers, from Coach's Corner. We hope you got some good motivation. Trudy, did you enjoy Coach's Corner?
I did, absolutely.
Okay. So Trudy, we've talked customer service, staff retention, return on investment, what your numbers are telling us. We need to give you a reminder, a special purpose vehicle, as Mona calls it, to remind you of everything you learned today. Guys, which vehicle does Trudy need? Trudy knows her customers. Her goals are good. She needs a little work there. Yeah. Partnership good.
Track.
Absolutely.
She needs to track.
So Trudy,
what her investment is doing.
We need you to recognize that Studio 7 is an investment, and it needs to earn you a return, and you need to track that. You've hired an accountant, which is brilliant. You've hired an auditor. Now you need to sit and track the work that they're doing.
Absolutely.
So
I sure will.
Remember that.
Thank you.
That's your cute little
actually
truck.
goes with my outfit.
It does. Absolutely does.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This has been so good. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me.
So viewers, that's our show for this week. We've been talking beauty, hair, wellness, and just looking good with the very good looking CEO of Studio 7, Trudy Boateng.
Thank you.
Next week, we'll be back with another very interesting episode of Business Compass. My name is Charlotte Osei. I'm very passionate about small businesses. And remember that Business Compass, we're the GPS for your business. See you next week.
It was very insightful. I'm really glad they took a chance with me and
gave me all this counsel. Learned a lot. You know, passion is not enough to start a business. As important as it is, it's not enough. You need to keep track. And I have my track to remind me to keep track of cash flows always, to get advice, you know, proper advice from, you know, accountants and all that, to sit down and actually understand what the accountant is doing for you. Because most of the times, the mistake we make as entrepreneurs is you just pay an accountant to do the work and you don't take the time to understand the numbers that they've put together. So need to do that some more. And basically, don't forget to keep track. My customers are always going to continue to be at the top of the pyramid.
GH1 TV, your best experience.
Running mates for His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang is my guest tonight on State of Affairs. It's a pleasure to have you with me.
It's a joy to be here.
Yes, it's been a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the last time I saw you, you were an education minister.
See?
Yes, and then today you are a running mate.
There you go.
Did you ever see this coming at any point?
At all. No, I didn't.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised, pleasantly so. I didn't see vice chancellorship coming. So I suppose that's how the world goes. When I applied to become vice chancellor, I competed against 5 other colleagues.